Good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone doing? This is Flosstube number 29. It is Friday, April 13th. And I'm going to talk a little quietly because everybody else in the house is asleep. But it was a good time, and it was really the only time I had to film because I have a little deadline of tomorrow, so I'll talk to you about that in just a minute. But I've got a little bit of everything. I've got whips, I've got some shout-outs, I've got a little bit of haul, and I wanted to share with everyone what I'm going to submit to the county fair this year. I have not put anything in for judging since we moved here almost 13 years ago. I did in California quite a bit, but I've never done it here. So I'm going to put in a couple of things this year, and I wanted to show you what I'm submitting. So we'll do that in a bit, but let's go on for whips. Let's start on whips first. I only have 3, even though it's been, 5 weeks, I think. I've pretty much for the last 3.5, 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks been what's the word? I've lost my word. Monogamous. That's it. Monogamous. So I just have 2 other ones that I worked on for a little bit, and I'll just show you. The first one was Lizzie Kate's 3 Little Words, and I worked on this for only 5 days, but man, it goes fast. And I think I got 2 of the charts done at the bottom. So I really only have, I believe there's only 2 to go. Maybe 3, I'm not sure. I didn't look that up, sorry. But I love the colors. I love the colors on this. I started this on election night 2016, and I'm really hoping that I can get a finish this year. Should be able to, because I can do one of these charts in 4 or 5 days. So I worked on that one, and then the other one I worked on was my Haid, which is Heaven's Window by Andy Russell, and this is done on 25 count easy guide, 2/1 10th stitch. I didn't get a whole lot done. I only worked on it for like 4 or 5 days, but I got 2 more columns done there. We're focusing on finishing this row this year. I'm really anxious to get over there underneath the mountain because there's some really cool looking cactuses I want to start working on. I haven't made it that far yet. So yeah, I'm really liking this. I still love this. When did I start this? The beginning of last year? I worked on it on and off almost all year last year. So yeah, I'm still really liking it, especially now that I've got my parking technique down. It makes it go a lot faster for me. I am not a cross-country stitcher, by no means. I used to do it that way, not anymore. And then the final thing that I've worked on since I last talked to you is my current chatelaine, which is Frosty Knot Garden. On the Chatelaine support group Facebook page, there's a current challenge that is to work on a chatelaine, whichever one you want, every day for 100 days straight. So I have worked on this one for 26 days straight, and I'd worked on it before then. How many days? Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I've worked on this for a total I added it up last night, a total of 58 days. So just about 2 months. And here's where we are. I still have it on the frames because I'm still working on it. And I can't see if you can see. There we go. So that little row up at the top of flowers or whatever they are, that's the top. That's done. So I'm working on finishing those 2 corners, and then I'll do the row of flowers on the right hand and left hand side, and the entire top will be completed except for the large beads. And then all I have to do is 4 more sets of mountains and the 2 corners and a tree. And my goal is to finish this before I go to New Jersey, which is just about a month from now. A month and 2 days. And I think I will be able to do it. But that means no new starts, no nothing for the next month, which is okay because it's going much faster than I thought it would. It's not difficult, people. You can do this. I'm telling you, you can do these. If I can do them, you can do them. Okay, so, yeah, okay, that's the whips. Let's go ahead and let me show you my fair submissions. Now, I've got a couple of things. I'm entering a total of 5 things. Only 2 of them are cross stitch. Oh no, 3 of them are cross stitch. 2 of them are knitting, which I did many moons ago. But I wanted to just kind of, like I said, I haven't done it before here, and I just wanted to kind of scope out what they're looking for, because it happens every year, folks. So, okay, so let's do the knitting first. This is a little shawl that I did. I got the pattern from the Wool Mice Company in Germany. Oh, you're not going to be able to see this very well at all. It actually came in a kit, and all different kinds of stitches, and a little ruffle at the bottom. Well, it's not actually a ruffle, but it's like a band, but it kind of looks like a ruffle. And some eyelets, and look at those. You can't see, I'm sorry. Yeah, look at those. And I do have actually another kit to do another one of these years. I've got, ignore my beads. I've got one that's in red and black and gray. Wouldn't that be cool? My knitting bug is starting to come back, so I might have to get some of this stuff out. I did get rid of a lot of my yarn, but I still have plenty. And then the other shawl that I'm entering is I don't remember where I got this pattern. I'll have to look it up if anybody's interested, but it's kind of like a sampler. And you can see that it's all different stitches. And and it's long. So and it's lacy and it's pretty, and I put some beads on the corners, on the little points. Not a whole lot of them, but. So those are the 2 knitting items I'm entering. I need to hang those up and get the creases out of them overnight. And then the third thing I'm entering in, I don't know, I have no idea how any of this stuff is going to go over, is my 12 Days of Christmas pillow. And I was actually really quite proud of the finishing on this. I found just some real pretty Christmas poinsettia fabric. I have not done a lot of finishing, very little. So even where I did the hand stitching came out really nice. I'm really proud of it. So I have no idea whether that's something that they look at or not, but I love this little Christmas thing. And this was a free pattern. Gosh, where was it? A Plum Street? Again, if you want to know, let me know. I don't remember. It wasn't last year, I think it was the year before. And she published one starting like in October, published one every week. So if you stuck with it, you got it done before Christmas, which I didn't. But isn't that cute? And I did I added more gold to it, I think, because only one of them was the 5 golden rings was supposed to be, I think, the only gold in it. And I made all of the crowns gold in each one. Give it a little sparkle. Okay. And then the next thing I'm entering is Esther's Waves, which I completed in 2016. I don't think I got it framed until last year. But the frame, wait till you see my next one. My framer is a genius guy. He hand painted this mat is watercolored. He did it to match the light blue in the piece and did it himself. And this is the fabric was Fiberlicious, but I don't think it had a name at the time. And this is a Esther's Waves Northern Expressions needlework. I think it was on 32 count. And the threads were also Fiberlicious. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And my final one, which you probably, if you've been on the internet last night, you've seen this. But this is my fully finished medieval town mandala. And it's big and it's heavy. So I need to stand up so I can show it to you. And I'm going to back up so you can see the whole thing. You see the whole thing? Pretty close. And again, my framer guy is wonderful. I went and picked this up yesterday afternoon, and I basically cried in the needlework store. I'm very proud. And again, this was not, it took a lot of time. It was, I don't I'm not usually monogamous, but I worked on this. It took me a total of about 4 months. But I do have a lot more stitching time than 90% of you out there with jobs and kids and much more complicated lives than I do. But it's not difficult. It just takes a lot of time. And they're just little X's and some specialty stitches, which there's tons of help out there to get. I can help you if you want to try something like this. let me know and we will point you in the right direction. You do a small one, a small chatelaine about 3 years ago. And I thought that was a really good way to start. I bought the kit from European Cross Stitch, so I had all of the threads and the beads and everything. And that turned out to be a good way to start. The other thing on this medieval town, let me hold it up one more time. Notice all of the browns in the houses and the greens are all DMC. I bought the variegated threads, and I bought 4 or 5 colors of the blue that Martina said that there just weren't any DMC conversions for. And I'll tell you, really, unless you insist on working with the silks, this is never going to be sitting someplace right next to one that was done in all silks. You're never going to tell. You can't tell. So if the cost is what is dissuading you from doing one of these, know that you can do one with DMC and it will be beautiful. It will be absolutely beautiful, I promise. So those are what's going to the fair tomorrow morning, and that's why I had to do this video today, because I wanted to share that with you before I put them in. They've got to be submitted tomorrow. The fair starts on the 19th, which is next Thursday, and I'm hoping to get over there on the 20th, on Friday, to see what I've won. And I will take pictures. So, yeah, that's it for that. I got a couple of gifts. Now, I didn't talk to either of these people about whether I could mention their names, so I'm going to just mention their first names. And but I wanted to acknowledge their gifts. One of them was this little Arizona one. I've never even seen this before. And because the ladies that are Little House Needleworks is actually out of Tucson. And they had done this for the 100th anniversary of the state of Arizona in 2011. And Christy saw this and bought it for me and said, "Have you ever seen this?" I said, "No, I haven't." She says, "Well, it's yours now. Here." So I thought that was so, and she always does nice little notes and everything. So thank you, Christy. I miss you. I hope we'll see each other again soon. I promise. And then the other one was from Betty in Texas. And a couple of months ago, or maybe it was my last video, I had done a piece that was a little bee. It said, "Mind your beeswax." And she wanted to do that. And I told her where I'd gotten it. She called them. They didn't have it. They didn't know whether they could track it down or anything. So I just sent her my pattern and told her to pay it forward because I wasn't going to use it again. And then a couple of days ago, I get this package from her in the mail, and she sent me a couple of patterns with a sweet little thank you note, Betty, you didn't have to do that. But this is the first one. Isn't that cute? It would make such a lovely little pincushion present gift, wouldn't it? And then the other one is a Christmas one. And I've never seen this either. I don't know this designer. Who is it? The Little Stitcher. The Little Stitcher. And I'm into houses lately, people. Love the little house. and the sleigh. And I just love that they're done in blue, which is so different for Christmas ornaments. I'll definitely do a couple of these when I can. So thank you, Betty and Christy. I really appreciate it. Totally surprised. And I want to do a couple of shout outs. And the first one is for Fusion Beads. You know, I'm also working on the chatelaine that is Sleeping Beauty's castle. And I haven't worked on it since I've been working on Frosty Knot Garden, so I didn't bring it out to show it today. But when I got the kit with all the beads in it, some of the beads were matte color, and those aren't my favorite. I really like the sparkly ones. So I emailed Fusion Beads and I gave them the list of the matte ones that I had received and said, can you give me some advice about sparkly ones that I could substitute for these matte ones? And this lady emailed me back within 3 hours, 4 hours, and said, yeah, sure, here's a list. I'd recommend, for this one, use this one. This is a sparkly one. So I took all her advice and ordered all of her sparkly recommendations, and they are absolutely perfect, spot on sparkly as opposed to matte. So know that if you've got a bead that you want to substitute with something else, they are very responsive and very fast. And the shipping was like 4 days, 5 days, something like that. It was amazing. I will definitely order from them again. The other shout out I want to give is to the LNS Needle in a Haystack in Alameda, California. And I know that that's Olivia B's LNS, but it also used to be my LNS because I was born and raised in Alameda. And they've gone through, I think it's all the same owner. They've gone through a couple of different locations. And I just read that they have expanded into the space that was their next door neighbor. The place became vacant. And so they've done a little renovation and they have expanded a little bit too. So I was looking to kit up the threads for 2 samplers for When Thou Art Rich, and these are both Hands Across the Sea patterns, lovely patterns, and for Anne Uffendell, my first big samplers. And I decided I was going to break down and use all of the silks for these 2. I don't think I'll do that for all of them, but I splurged this time. Well, I went up to the attic and they had very few of the threads for either of these. So I bought what I could there. And instead of ordering from them, I ordered online from Needle in a Haystack because their online ordering looked like they had everything in stock. And they emailed me back, we got your order, and they don't charge you until they ship, which is nice too. We got your order, we'll let you know how it's going. I got another email from them. These are all electronic emails, but they were keeping me informed. Got one a couple days later. 2 of these were out of stock. We'll need to order them. Okay, fine. I'm not going to start it tomorrow, so that's fine. And then like 3 days after that, I get, okay, we're getting ready to ship. we're putting your package together, and we will email you. We'll send you a note with the exact day we're shipping. And I got that within another 2 days. I think it was only a week and a half from when I ordered to when I got all of my silks. They had all of them. So again, I like the communication aspect. Keeping your customers informed of the status of their order. That is just such a huge deal to me. It just drives me crazy pants when I put in an order, and these are not cheap orders, but you know what, that doesn't really matter. I put in an order, it could be $5, it could be $500. I want to be kept informed of where it is in the process. That's really easy. So I've got all my silks for those two, and when I finish Frosty, I think I'm going to start this one because it's a little bit smaller, and I think it'll go real fast because a lot of these are satin stitches, which go quite a bit faster. And I've got my fabric for this, which is not the recommended fabric, but it is Lakeside Linen Vintage Pecan Butter, which I have never used any Lakeside linens, but oh man, I love this. I love the feel of it. I think that's mainly why I want to start, because I want to try this fabric. So yeah, shout outs to the two of them. Totally worth it. And I know Needle in a Haystack also. I don't think that they include everything they carry on their website, but all of their emails said, you know, if you want us to add something to your order, you want us to ship what we have now, that kind of thing, give us a call. So I'm sure that you could call them and order from them directly through the phone too, if you needed to, or if that's the way you'd rather do it. Okay, and I think that's it, except for some haul. And it's not a huge amount, but you know. So I had ordered a couple of things from the attic, and including that vintage pecan butter fabric I just showed you, and I got one of my orders. The first one is this Home for the Holidays book, and it's got two specific patterns that I really want to do. First is this, the Christmas garden. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. That's why I had to buy the book. And then the second one, most of the other ones are small, like ornament size, which are pretty too. Some stockings, little boxes, that kind of thing. But the other, because you know, I like big projects. That's why I only get very few things done every year. But then the other one is this. Isn't that pretty? I don't think that's very big. No, on 32 count, it's only 5 by 14. So that could be a pretty quickie to do. But I really want to do that Christmas Gardens sampler. I'm going to have to look into that. How big is it? On 30 count, it's 15 by 18. It's 225 stitches wide by 272 high. So it's kind of a monster. It's kind of big, but it is just gorgeous. And it has the DMC conversions to it too. I think all of these do in this book, which is so nice to have that option. Yeah, it looks like all of them have the DMC conversions. So, Home for the Holidays, Blackbird Designs. And then the other one, man, I wish I spoke French, is this one. And it's a big one, and then it's got, you can like do bits and pieces of it and turn it into biscornus or little pincushions. Only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. But boy, you could do that. You could do that in any colors. I can't show you too much because it's the pattern. No, I can't show you anything on the inside. I don't know. It's all in French. So I guess we'll just wing it. And it doesn't say. It's 198 by 198 square, the big one. It doesn't say, doesn't look like it says what, I think it's, I'll have to Google Translate, but I think it's saying 32 count. Who knows French? I'll email you. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Or I suggested to somebody, you know who you are, that it could be done in beads. Oh my God, that would be gorgeous. Stunning. I'm not up to beading that something that size, but some people are. Okay. So those are the only 2 patterns I got. I received my latest fabric from Chromatic Alchemy, and I love her stuff. It's more purpley than it shows, well, because it's in the plastic, I guess. I have no idea what I'll use this for. It's 28 count Brittany Lugana. I love all of her fabrics. I don't think I've ever received one that I said, ew. I love them all. I may not know what I'm going to use them for, but I love having them in my stash because I do go through it and I do find things to stitch with these. Then yesterday when I went to go pick up Medieval Town, I had to, because I met the framer at my LNS, I did have to go through their sale bin because, you know, you have to. And I didn't find a whole lot, but I found 2 pieces of fabric. One is a raw linen Edinburgh 36 count. And it's a piece 18 by 27, which I thought would be good if I'm going to do more samplers. This would be really pretty. And then the other one I got was 32 count cream linen, which, man, you can use for just about everything. It's a piece 27 by 27 and a half for $27. Couldn't pass it up. And the only other shopping I've done is I may have fallen down the quilting rabbit hole. Allie, this is your fault. I'm going to talk to you about this next month in person, live and in person. So I've bought a couple of quilting books. Look at this. How can you not buy the magazine when you see that on the cover? And I love this magazine. It wasn't super expensive. What was it? Well, $7. but that's a lot cheaper than most of the cross-stitch magazines nowadays. And there's 4 or 5 of them in here. I read through the directions. I have never quilted anything, but I could do these. Isn't that pretty? So I bought that. And then I bought a beginner's book, because I would truly be a beginner. And I have no idea how to do this properly to get the points and the corners all correct and everything measured. So I was in Barnes & Noble looking for a nether book and found this one by mistake. And it's a nice, it's very clear, has a lot of pictures, how to do, how to do certain techniques. So we'll see where that goes, if that ever goes anyplace. But now I have books. And I think that was all. So not too bad. 36 minutes. Yeah, I will post again after I get the results of the fair competition and give you an update on Frosty Knot Garden and see how many more days I can work on that monogamously. I don't think I'll be having a whole lot of haul for the next couple of weeks because I'm saving up money to go to New Jersey, which is just about a month away. I think I said that already. So hope everybody's having a good day, good stitching week, month, and I will talk to you all soon. So be kind to each other and stitch all the things. Love what you stitch and stitch what you love. And I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.